Here with UT Dallas head volleyball coach Marci Allison, getting ready for the fall 2021 season. Coach, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
A non-traditional season last year. You played in the springtime. It was a very adjusted schedule. You had to get used to practicing and playing on the fly.
All right.
Talk about some lessons that you learned about yourself, what you learned about your team having to deal with the spring season.
Well, I think all of us, everyone has had to deal with learning to be more flexible with COVID. And I think we learned also that this sport can be taken away of you at any time, and we're still kind of under that situation now that we've learned not to take things for granted and enjoy the game when we get the opportunities to be together. And of course, we didn't get the result we wanted last spring, but we learned from that and faced some adversity and grew from that. So that's one of the things we're focusing on this fall is we got to do a better job when we're facing adversity and how we handle that.
You have the luxury of bringing back nearly everybody who was on the floor for you in the spring, and you just saw them a few months ago. It wasn't a whole year. Your senior class is very experienced. They've been around the program. They've seen winning at this program. What are you going to need from them this fall?
I think they just can't get complacent. They got to continue to keep getting better, and even though they are upperclassmen, not only themselves getting better, but really encouraging our underclassmen to continue to improve and find ways to expand their games as well.
Finished as a runner-up in the conference tournament last year in that adjusted spring season. Preseason pick number 2 in the conference again this fall. But you're ranked number 13 in the nation, so you're getting the national respect. Talk about the expectations on your team now being picked high at the finish high, nationally ranked preseason.
Right. The way we kind of look at preseason polls, whether it's AVCA or ASC, the ASC is typically based on previous year results. The AVCA had a very difficult situation this year because a lot of teams didn't play last year, and obviously UMHB is number 1 ahead of us in the ASC, and it's flipped in the AVCA poll. And so it's going to be interesting. We're not trying to win the poll. We're just definitely trying to look at that as a reward and for our accomplishments in the past because of the history of our program and move forward and prove to everyone we deserve the acknowledgement that we're getting.
The ASC going to a single slate format this year, going away from the East and West divisions. Talk about how that's going to change your approach, having to make those long road trips every weekend.
Right, yeah, it's definitely going to increase, I think, the number of opportunities to kind of have teams that you're not used to playing. Like our senior class, which you brought up, hasn't played in a lot of these gyms, and so it's going to be interesting trying to get there, get them accommodated to the new facilities they haven't played in, and still be prepared to play those opponents that they've only seen a couple of times historically. It's fewer practices, especially with our design, so we got to make sure that we're putting in quality touches when we are in practice, and I think that's one of the things that we are really reiterating this year is we got to take advantage of the few practice opportunities that we're going to get because we do play it on a lot of Tuesday, Fridays, Saturdays, and we got to be ready to face tough crowds. Depending upon COVID at each institution, but we haven't really had to deal with that in a long time, and I think that's going to be a change with all the students back on campuses and they haven't been able to get out and do things, so we got to be ready to face some adversity on the road.
The ASC is getting more and more competitive. It's getting more top heavy like it used to be. Talk about what's going to take to win the regular season in the ASC this year.
Number 1, we're just going to have to keep our composure and we're going to have to be gritty. And, unfortunately for us right now, we do have injuries to 2 projected starters. So we've got to have some people step up and we can't feel sorry for ourselves. And we just got to get out there, especially these first 2 weekends. They're not going to be easy. They're going to be very battle-tested situations to prepare us for conference. So we're looking forward to the challenge. We just got to learn to deal with it a little bit better.
Comets open up the 2021 fall this weekend at the Bear Invite at WashU in St. Louis. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you so much.